Hi and welcome to this, the 4th edition of Lisburn Distillery TV. I'm Colin Hopkins.
And I'm Lydia Campbell, and in this edition we'll be looking ahead to the Lisburn Distillery Academy's Under-17 Lisburn Shield final.
We'll also be looking back at the Whites' last game, the Great Escape against Queens.
And then we'll be looking ahead to the first team's next game against Banbridge Time this Saturday.
Okay, so as you probably realise, we're in a different location than normal this time. We're actually in the Lisburn Distillery boardroom here at New Grosvenor Stadium, just a few days after Christmas. So how was Christmas for you, Lydia?
Yeah, really good. Just spending lots of time with family, eating lots of turkey, so can't really ask for much more, to be honest.
I'm sure you were spoiled her up.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
I can well believe that.
Well, the Whites continued their fine run of form just before Christmas with a last gasp victory over Queen's University Belfast here at New Grosvenor Stadium. What did you make of the game, Colin?
It was certainly not for the faint-hearted, let's put it that way. At 90 minutes when you're trailing 1-0, not playing particularly well, it has to be said. Certainly on the day Queens had raised their game as we suspected they would do. 90 minutes you thought, well, we've lost this one. And all of a sudden you get a penalty in the 90th minute, we convert it, you're thinking happy days, we've got a point, and then 3 minutes later we get a winner, which was absolutely unbelievable. I think I nearly jumped out of the press box in excitement. So it was certainly a massive turnaround. Strange game, but we'll certainly take the points.
And it's amazing because we were saying in our last episode actually that we haven't actually strung together two back-to-back league victories, but we've done that now, and that comes on the back of a cup win as well. So we were three wins on the bounce just before Christmas, so we'll be hoping to continue that, I'm sure.
Very much so. There's no doubt that there was a massive 3 points against Queens. A defeat against Queens would have been sucked back in towards the bottom end of the table. The win is now sort of projected us into the top half. But I just think it shows how tight the actual table is. I mean, going a couple of wins, all of a sudden you're bouncing right up to the top end. A couple of defeats and you're sucked right back into the lower section of it. So massive result for the club from that sort of viewpoint. Yeah.
Well, after the game we caught up with the winning goal scorer, Steakie Hislop, and unsurprisingly he had plenty to talk about after the game.
So, just wow. I mean, how do you exactly sum that up? 89 minutes on the clock, 1-0 down, points were lost, all of a sudden we get a penalty, Moody scores it, 93 minutes, you're the Johnny on the spot, hammers it into the back of the net and we win 2-1.
Well, as I say, we turned up today, we didn't perform, as I'm sure you are all well aware. I just thought, it was a bit lacklustre, obviously beating them twice before. I thought maybe we still had it in our head, it was a matter of turning up. And then when they went 1-0, just route one football, it sort of kills you. But as I say, the mentality of the team now is, got to work till the 90th minute, until the final whistle blows. And today I thought the last 5 minutes was our proper big spell, and of course we got rewarded for it. We got our equaliser. Bit of a dubious penalty, but they'll take him all day. And then of course the strike just goes in, which is very fortunate for myself to be my first goal of the season.
Do you think it was a fortuitous win? I mean, did it deserve 3 points?
I don't think we deserved the 3 points, to be honest. No, it was just get out of jail free card, as the saying goes. As I say, we just didn't turn up, and as I say, the performance didn't justify the result. But it's a footballing business, results always matter, and as I say, we'll take a 2-1 and we'll take game 2-1s every week.
Exactly. So your first goal of the season must be a double celebration today.
Well, it was Mac said to me before, I was on a bit of a high. I had a wee tournament with my kids' football, and I won it. Coming into the day, I had a bit of a good feel factor about it, but as I say, we just didn't perform, and at the end of the day, you need to perform to get results, and sometimes when you don't perform, you need to get that wee bit of work rate in there, and then you'll get your rewards. And of course the last 5 minutes we worked that hard, we got our rewards, we got the win.
So next week sees a massive game for the boys of the Lisburn Distillery Under-17 Youth Academy team when they take on their Lurgan Celtic counterparts in the Lisburn Shield final in a game due to be played on the 2nd of January.
Academy football is a crucial part of the game across the world, and here at Distillery is no different.
Very much so. Lisburn Distillery pride themselves on having a very, very strong youth academy. They're very successful at the senior level, and we do like to think of ourselves as a club which gives players the chance to proceed right through the ranks, right to the likes of the first team and indeed beyond that.
Earlier on this week I caught up with Richard Hunter, who is the head coach of the Under-17s, to hear his thoughts on the game ahead. So Richard, congratulations on making the Under-17s Lisburn Shield final. I'm sure you're delighted with the boys.
Of course, absolutely. It's been a culmination of the work we've done over the last maybe 2 years. We got to the final before and didn't didn't do what I expected us to do on the day. Lisburn Youth gives a pretty heavy beating that day. So a bit of history in it, and I want to make sure we put things right. The work we've done in the leagues been super. Obviously 11 wins is fantastic, but last Saturday was probably the best we've played maybe in a month or two. So we're going into on the right form, and the way we're playing very, very good. So we're knocking the ball around pretty well, and I think on the day we'll get the right result.
Excellent. What do you in terms of preparation, do you change it up for a final like this, or do you keep it consistent?
Obviously, routine is a very important thing, especially when we're winning games. Which means you don't want to sort of shake the apple cart, as they say. But in terms of a warm up and different things, probably an extended warm up, make it a wee bit more, go out a wee bit earlier. Usually we'd sort of go out, 10 minutes of a warm up and get them moving and do the same warm up. But I'd probably take something along these lines, or something pretty simple. Keep it basic. You don't want to complicate things. A warm up is a warm up. You just want them moving about and get the muscles out.
Did you get a real buzz from that then when you see a player who you've perhaps coached earlier on in their career coming out for the first team, or even the under-20s the year or two after? Is that a real buzz that you get?
Yeah. As I say, that's what you should be judged on. Far too much of youth football is all about winning things. It shouldn't be about that. It should be trying to get the players that you have moulded, shall we say, or trying to get them in the right way. Of course, you get a massive buzz from the playing for the first team. Massive buzz.
It's amazing to see, any football club, you hear chants from the sidelines saying he's one of our own,
right.
and that's what you get. That's from the academy.
Of course, absolutely.
Well, we just want to wish you all the best for Monday, and we hope that for the club and for the boys playing, they just have a really good day. All the best.
So just a reminder, folks, that game between Lisburn Distillery under-17s and Lurgan Celtic under-17s in the Lisburn Shield final will take place on Monday the 2nd of January, 11:30 a.m. in the morning, and it's been played at Lisburn Leisureplex. And with the Whites first team not having a game that day, we'd really encourage all the Distillery supporters, get along, support the boys, watch the players of the future, and let's cheer them on to a cup final success on the day.
We now look ahead to Lisburn Distillery's next game, which takes place against Banbridge Time this weekend. Any thoughts on that one, Colin?
I fully expect it to be a very tight game. We played them a few weeks ago with very little between the sides in what was a very niggly, bad-tempered encounter at times, but we lost by the single goal. But if we look at the league table, we'll see currently that Banbridge are sitting in the 2nd position. The Whites have now moved into the 6th position, just over the halfway space. We're only 8 points behind them. We have 2 games in hand, so if we win this one, we can win those games in hand, then all of a sudden we can reel them back in again.
Yeah, absolutely. The last game when we did play them, it was very foggy. Conditions were difficult, as we said, a bit bad tempered at times. Both teams down to 10 men. Neither team could really get into their flow, and that really disrupted things, particularly from our point of view. And I think that it was a moment of brilliance won the game. It was a really well taken goal, and that's what the one thing we were missing that day. I think that's how you win those niggly games, with a moment of brilliance. They had it and we didn't, unfortunately. I think this Saturday is going to be a completely different kettle of fish altogether, to be honest.
I have to agree with that. That particular game takes place here at New Grosvenor Stadium. That's this forthcoming Saturday, the 31st of December. It's a 2:00 p.m. kick-off. Lisburn Distillery against Banbridge Time, and we'd certainly welcome your support for the Whites on the day. And now we move into a new feature on Lisburn Distillery TV, in that we're going to have a competition between Lydia and myself to see who can correctly predict the scores of the Premier Intermediate League matches this weekend. All up for that, Lydia?
Absolutely. But in order to take it very seriously, we've put a little wager on. If at the end of the season I win, then Colin has to do the next show in a Fulham shirt.
No
Unfortunately,
chance.
If Colin wins, I have to do the show in a Chelsea shirt, which would genuinely be my worst nightmare. So the pressure's on, basically.
I'm ironing the Chelsea shirt as we speak. Trust me, you'll be worried because I am winning this one.
Oh dear. Well,
so
we'll
basically,
see.
it's if you get the correct scoreline, it's 3 points. If you get the correct forecast, in other words, a win, an away, or a draw, whatever, you get 1 point. Happy enough with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Let's go for this weekend's fixtures. Who's first up?
Okay, right, I'll go first, sure. So we have Friday night, we have Limavady versus Newry City. I think I need the league table in front of me as well to see what's going on here. Right, I'm going to go for I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. 1-1.
Okay, I'm going to say a Limavady home win. Limavady to win by 3-0.
Oh, goals.
We're not going to do
galore,
Lisburn
right.
Distillery because it wouldn't be fair on the guys. I think they. Next one up is Queen's University against Dundee.
Right, I'm going to go for a Dundee victory there. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Dundee.
I'm going to go against you and go for a Queen's victory. 1-0 to Queen's.
Okay, fair enough.
And the final one,
Yep.
Moyola Park against Tobermoor United.
I actually don't know. I'm stuck. Right, I'm going to go boring. 0-0 draw.
1-0 to Tobermoor.
Ooh, tight.
That's the outbound.
Tight. Right,
So we'll
okay,
keep
let's see.
keep you updated with the scores that as it progresses. I'm getting the Chelsea shirt already. You're probably getting the Fulham shirt already.
Absolutely.
But either
I
way, it'll be a
have
bit of fun.
plenty at home. Plenty.
I'll be a bit of
You
fun.
can choose what season you want. I'll even let you do that.
It's okay.
What season you want?
You'll not need it. You'll not need it. So that brings us to the end of another episode of Lisburn Distillery TV. On behalf of Lydia and myself, once again we'd like to thank you all for watching, and we wish you all a prosperous and peaceful 2017.
As I'm sure you know, although the festive period is generally a very happy time, it can also be very difficult, especially for those who have lost a loved one and are going into the new year for the first time without that person. We just ask you to look out for one another and make sure everyone, whether it's in your street or your family, is looked after well.
Thanks again for watching, folks.
Come on, you outs.